things, they're all over the place. Like, lots of museums have them. I'd love to see a body of work be built up with true analysis of it, because...
Do they all have similar markings on them?
Well, yes. And so you can see the holes on a lot of the sites that seem to have a very clear striation on them. Some of the tubes, the actual drill cores, if you like, seem to have it that way. There were other techniques used. So the argument that how the mainstream archaeologists describe them solving this problem is they had a copper tube and they got sand and they put a rock on top of the tube and a bow drill and they just went back and forth with this. And they did some experiments, and look, grinding works ultimately because sand has little chunks of like quartz and corundum in it, but it takes days and days and days to cut this much.
Right.
And the markings and the machining doesn't look anything like what you see in the ancient examples. And what's more, and what's kind of interesting here is that the drill cores that they found, they're tapered. So actually they taper in like this. The holes are straight, the cores are tapered. So it means that the tool itself must have been had almost like a cone shape. And the thing that, because some people say, well, those lines could have been created when the tool was removed. And I'm like, no. If you think about a tapered tool like this, the second you take any pressure off it, the whole tool removes itself from the surface of the stone. So those marks can't be made by withdrawal of the tool. There's 100% something going on. And Petrie, back in the late 1800s, was scratching his head looking at this stuff, and he goes, there must have been a weight of 2 or 3 tons on one. Like he sort of said it was a jeweled tube of bronze that did this. But he was looking at it. He knew a mystery when he saw it, and he couldn't explain it.
Up next, a continuation from the conversation with Joe Rogan, Jimmy Corsetti, and Ben Van Kerkwijk about the likeness that advanced tools were used to mine out the large granite obelisks used for structures.
There's some incontrovertible evidence for machining and things like that in other objects.
It hurts my brain. It really does, because you start thinking, like, what happened? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what kind of technology was available then? Like, when you think about a completely different branch of technology that was achieved 20,000 years ago, or whatever it was, you really, there's nothing there. Like, you're just spinning your wheels, just guessing.
Right. When we were in Egypt together and we're at Aswan, they actually have a granite block with these dolerite hammers that are, round dolerite black stones that are like 8-10 pounds a pop, and you're allowed to bang away at it. I have video of one of my videos on YouTube is me doing it. And if you ever take an 8 to 10 pound weight and start banging across, first of all, it feels like you're gonna get arthritis within a few minutes, and you see that you're only chipping away particles of dust. It is the least feasible explanation ever, and anyone that simply picks up one of these dolerite hammers and bangs away on a piece of granite themselves will see that it's nonsense. And not only that, those scoop marks that you mentioned, I don't know, Jamie, if you're able to type in Aswan unfinished obelisk, and you see these scoops, they're symmetrical. It doesn't make sense that would be done by handwork. See, that's what we're talking about. And that's in rose granite. That's as hard as a rock.
I'm having a hard time understanding how that's even possible.
It looks like it was sandblasted.
It's something that's scooping the granite out. You actually have these test pits as well, like these pits that go down like 15, 20 feet. You have these holes around the side of it where they call them test pits, because what you want to do, and this gets back to my comment about the ability to quarry granite, the quality of granite that it takes to make large objects like that, and a lot of the quality of granite that we see on the Giza Plateau, you're talking 30 feet